So basically, what triggers is there are things that could respawn a level, they could start a level, they could end a level, they could give a player certain like powers or gives a player certain forces. Basically, the opportunities are endless. So what we're gonna do is we're first gonna go up and we're gonna create an empty object. So we create an empty. Now what we need is we need to add some kind of collision. We'll just call it trigger. We'll just call it a trigger area, and we need to add some kind of collision. So we're going to add a box collider, and then if you click the edit collider option and you click is trigger, because that's what it's going to be right now, then you can resize it and it is set up for being a trigger. So we're going to make this really big trigger, and now we just need to add some code to it. But what are we going to use to code this trigger? Well, we're going to make a new function, and we're going to add it to our player controller, which you learned about last time. And we're adding this new function to the player controller that is on trigger enter. So basically what this is going to say is when the player enters that trigger, it's going to do whatever we decide for it to do. And again, we're doing it in 2D, so you need to make sure that you add the 2D. And I always forget that in all my tutorials to add that 2D, like when I say on collision enter. So I made a slight mistake. We're gonna actually use on trigger stay 2D, because on collision enter, just like get key down down here is on the first frame, on collision enter is on the first frame. On trigger stay is constantly being updated, so it's not just the first time the player enters. That would, you know, be useful in some cases, but the on trigger stay is what's really gonna help us make this really cool fan effect. So basically what we're gonna say is we're gonna select our player trump dot, and we're gonna add force, and we're gonna add a vector 2 force to him, and this vector 2 force is going to add a force on the Y. So we're just gonna put 0, then we're gonna put a comma, and then we're gonna add whatever force seems good enough. So we're gonna add 10. So we're gonna add a force of 10 to Trump, and basically what this is going to do is it's gonna give a force of 10 on Trump when he steps in that trigger, and it's gonna be constantly searching for him. So let's Control S, let's save this. So going into the game, and we're gonna go into not working. So we did something wrong. So let's try going to Trump, and let's see. Let's add a new polygon collider to him, and let's add his trigger. So Trump and the trigger area, they're both triggers. He needs to have at least a polygon collider on him, that, or some kind of collider that is trigger. And now you should see him start to lift up until he gets to the top of this area for the trigger, and then he'll come back down because it adds a force, decreases a force, just like on collision enter. But this, it keeps on going because it's on trigger stay 2D. So thank you guys for watching. This was a really fun episode. We showed you how to build triggers. You could actually use this trigger to respawn the map, to start a new level, to, you know, like we're doing, we're adding a force to him. You could add like superpowers and all kinds of crazy stuff. Like the opportunities, as I said before, are endless with Unity, especially if you have a really glitchy game going. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to like. Comments will be looked at, so make sure to leave your comments, and have a great week.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Subscribe.
Like,
comment. Make sure to keep up the video.